Hi, haven't done one of these for a while. So today's letter is Q and it is on quality. 2021, today's the 24th of September, and the planet is, quite frankly, in my opinion, a mess as far as people's humanity and rights to be existing in our time are pretty much diminished or almost diminished. So it's really a matter of standing now and asking yourself, why are we human? I mean, what is the point of having health if we are going to have an entity or some entities that are going to be telling us what we should and shouldn't do? Now, for any of you that haven't seen any of the others videos I've done, basically I've been in healthcare professionally for nearly 35 years. In some areas I've been in for since 83. So almost 40 years. And I have studied both allopathic, or what most people know as they think it's the dominant medicine, which is the Western medicine. In actual fact, on the planet, it's not. Natural medicine is the dominant. More people use herbs, which is the other factor. One of the other factors. I'm a medical herbalist. I've got a master's degree in health science at university, as well as postgraduate studies in herbal medicine. So I've got a really good, strong academic foundation, as well as decades of experience. And having said all that, so I am also a registered nurse, and I work and have worked and are familiar with both sides, if you like, the dichotomies of allopathic and synthetic medicine, that which is made in a laboratory, and plant medicine. Now, what has this got to do with health? Well, it's got a lot to do with it, because for me, both are valid when it's appropriate. Now, I think what people are missing, we've got to think about the quality here of what's happening on the planet. People are missing the point here. This is not an established circumstance of allopathic treatment or Western medicine treatment, which has been given the V name. But it's not. It's still an experiment, and therefore I admire anyone who wants to be a guinea pig for an experiment. I mean, take my hat off to you. I've done it twice in my life, and I had adverse reactions. So I choose with an informed knowledge of circumstances or substances that are in it, and also the awareness of having dealt with in my practice many times, treating severe acute respiratory diseases. So I've got a familiar, as a lot of my colleagues and a lot of the medical allopathic establishment have a lot of knowledge also. So I would never proclaim to be a curer or a person that can fix a disease. No, however, helping and assisting through the stages of diseases, such as microbe invasion, whether it's bacterial, viral, protozoa, fungal. There's many different microbes that the body can have a disease from. So by assisting that particular element with health physiologically, and also assisting with how people are thinking through my yoga extensive yoga practices, which have been for 46 years and nearly 47, and also just helping people to give people which helps people, give them peace of mind, which helps people feel better. So the emotional care. So in my model, it's body, mind, and emotional care. The Be Aware healthcare model, holistic healthcare model. So by doing that, and in this particular circumstance that's happening pretty dominantly. And if you think about it, this is what's driving policies to take away the freedom of people's choice in what they would like to do for their own healthcare. I mean, has anyone thought of taking away cigarettes or alcohol? Which, if we looked at the statistics, and I don't have them right here, however, I'm happy to be critically assessed. If we look at the statistics of how many people die a year from cigarette and alcohol-related diseases, I'm just wondering if it would be as much as what's going on now, which has caused all these policies. I mean, you know, think, people, think, be aware of what is going on. So, yeah, so having had this thought of Q, so for the letter Q, I want people to think more about the quality of what they're doing in their life, what they want in their life. Some people like to be told what to do. They don't necessarily want to take autonomy, be independent. My blessed dad told me at 2.5, when I was 2.5, that I was too independent for my own good. And God bless him, I miss him every day. Quality, appreciate, physically appreciate through giving your people that you love the affection they need, whether it's a child, giving them a hug. Heaven forbid I ever see a woman in the store like I have in the past, who's been in her work uniform and her around 7 or 8. I mean, I've had 4 children, so I've got a good idea what age groups children are, as well as being a nurse and nurse them, etc., and a clinician and treating children. So seeing a woman in a supermarket when the child's pulling on her clothes and saying, Mum, please give me a hug, my heart nearly broke. Now I would have the courage to say, look, darling, he's just asking for a hug. It's it won't take up that much energy. I'm sure driving your car to go to work would have done just as much, if not more, energy taken up. So I would have the quality now in my life to be able to speak up. And this is what we need to find. Or, I don't want to sound like a dictator, just be aware of, do you want to be in society where you're not using what you've been blessed with, your blessed life? You know, and my God, it's hard to have a life. Think of the exertion we have to do when we're born, which we don't remember. You know, to live and breathe and have particularly in Australia, have the blessed opportunities to have a meal or meals every day. Most of us have roofs over our head, and God bless the ones that don't. You know, think of the quality. So quality, Q, for health, for your body, for your mind and your emotions. So be more aware about the quality that you're using your body, the way you're using your body. Honour it every day, rest, work and play in a balanced form. If you're sick, you rest. It's a no-brainer, but people with brains are still working through when they're sick. You need to rest. Quality for how you're thinking. Think about the thoughts. If you say to someone, I think you should drive, and in Australia, anyone, if I'm blessed to have anyone around the world watch me, because seriously, there's not many people watching me. If I'm blessed to have someone watch me overseas, in Australia, we drive on the left side of the road. So I've had a woman say to me, but when you get in your car, really nicely, when you get in your car, drive on the right side of the road. Now, because I don't think like that naturally, I didn't understand what she said. So I asked her, oh, I'm sorry, I thought and as soon as I started to say any further, I realised what she was saying. And I just called her out. I said, you're nasty. You are a nasty human being. I said, and then I actually went further and said, you're evil. You are evil. Do we want to think like this? You know, if this whole thing's about healthcare, and this is something else to be aware of, quality here, are we supposed to be thinking so far less that we don't even realize that in one circumstance we're thinking we want to help with health, and the other we're telling and wishing people were dead, and being prejudiced and being discriminative, and in what people are calling now as being racist. Being racist in the sense of whether someone's had it, and you know what I'm talking about, or not, right? Choice here. There's already so much information which everyone has the right to tap into. Whether you want to or not, it's your own choice. It's your own body. It's your own given human right. So physically, what are we doing? Mentally, what are we saying to people? Are we expressing the qualities of life and love? Or are we being totally dark and mean? And I don't mean that dark's not nice. It's just that when you're in the dark, you're not seeing everything. This is why light has so much value. So, physically, mentally, quality. And then finally, feeling. Your emotions. Think of the quality of your emotions and how you're feeling. Are you being loving to yourself? If you have a gut feeling that something is not quite right or appropriate, are you listening to it, or are you following the sheep? Quality, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Now, what I haven't talked about much at all with my model is that there's one element of life, one characteristic, one function in life that is the connection to all three of the aspects in my model, and that is breath. So for those of you that are already familiar, fabulous, keep practicing the whole aspect of breath. And it doesn't mean that you have to do a full Maha Yoga Pranayama, which is the great complete yogic breath, which is lower, middle, and upper breathing. You don't have to do that every moment of the day. Just make sure that you're focusing on the belly as the main focus of breath. And for those that aren't familiar, all I'm asking is that every time you step into that phase of fear, or you might be in it all the time, I want you to just have a moment where you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Nose is for breathing, mouth is for eating, unless it is blocked. That is different. But the nose is the primary area for breathing. And just watch it. Watch, listen, feel the breath. Just watch it. And by doing that, you're tapping into being aware of where you are physically, what you are or are not thinking, and how you are feeling. Because the breath is also the monitor for how you are feeling. If you're feeling anxious, you're going to be breathing up here. If you've got a respiratory dysfunction, you'll be breathing up here. So by breathing in and out into the belly, which is pushing it out, or even just focusing on it. I can go further into breath tools many, many more times. I just want people to think about the quality of how they are behaving, to be aware physically, what you're doing, mentally, what are you thinking, and feeling. What are you feeling? Is it productive or is it destructive? If you want to live longer, make it productive. It's that simple. It's that simple. So, thanks for watching. Have a beautiful day or night. Namaste and love always. Thank you.